Why Moon Knight Season 2 required? With Moon Knight's future uncertain, here's why another season of the MCU show is essential. The issue remains as to whether Moon Knight will be renewed for a second season. Many critics have already covered why Moon Knight doesn't need a second season, as well as the potential for collaborations and spin-offs, but let's take a look at the other side of the coin. Why do we need a second Moon Knight season?
What is this, please?
Welcome to Beat Flicks. Let's get started. Season 2 of Moon Knight would be a game changer. Moon Knight would be the second Marvel show in the current incarnation of content to get a second season, following Loki. Given the success of the series, it could make more sense to allow Steven more time to breathe before being plunged into the Marvel Cinematic Universe's deep end. Cameos from the Eternals were written out of the first season, which may have been for the best. There was so much material in the show that devoting time to other Marvel characters would have taken away from discussing Steven and Marc's journey. While the writers didn't have the same restrictions on episode length as cable shows, there was still a time frame in mind. Audiences have grown accustomed to everything in the Marvel universe being linked to another character or entity in some way. While this isn't always a bad thing, it does drive viewers to search for clues as to where Moon Knight might emerge next. Is it really that horrible to know that Moon Knight will only be a bottle entry, never meant to connect to the rest of the universe? No more pondering how Steven, Marc, or Jake will feature in the next film or television series. Would it make for a more enjoyable viewing experience? Is this the mental break that supporters require? Perhaps. Steven and Marc don't seem to know about Jake Lockley until season 1 finishes. While Jake is away executing Khonshu's work, they're still tethered to their beds at night. Jake's existence appears to be unknown to the other personas, as does the fact that their physical bodies aren't fully free of the ancient Egyptian god. What will it take for them to realize what's going on? Only a second season could provide a dedicated storyline to the show's audience. It would get lost if it were thrown into another series or film, missing out on the time that a storyline like that needs. Steven and Marc were at odds in the first season, competing for control of the physical body and bickering when they didn't get their way. It resulted in some intriguing battle scenes and blackouts. In season 2, they might work together to reclaim control from Jake. Instead of fighting for themselves, they may be battling as part of a team, and not only for a few moments. Two personas attempting to reclaim the body of a third should be given their own limelight, similar to how they discovered Jake existing. The Moon Knight lore. All of the new knowledge and history that we are introduced to in Moon Knight is part of the enjoyment. Before watching, how many individuals were familiar with the many Egyptian gods? Marvel isn't new to introducing interesting lore, but this is one of the first times that fans are being exposed to a completely new universe. Trying to cram it into another Marvel property would be a disservice to the universe and the knowledge. How would you feel if you were watching the latest Captain America film and suddenly found yourself learning more about ancient Egyptian gods? It won't work, especially because we have no idea who the ninth deity is. There's a lot more that could be added, and a second season would be the perfect place to do so. Moon Knight is deserving of that time, from the characters to the gods to the narratives to the constant focus on mental health. Is it possible that the character will appear elsewhere? Sure. However, we've only been given a fraction of his Foundation's funds. Before we see him, or any of the other characters introduced in season 1 elsewhere, it should be fulfilled in a separate entry in his own story. While fans await Disney's decision, we may guess about what we'd like to see in a second season and pray to the gods for more of Steve, Marc, and Jake's story.
Meet my friend, Jake Lockley.
So what do you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care.